Do black South Africans have a say in the economy of South Africa? Are they power brokers when it comes to the GDP, to the economy of South Africa? Do they have the intelligence to create institutions? Have they created institutions ever since apartheid fell? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and welcome back. And it is always an honor to have you to stop by on the platform and check out what Mr. J has to say. And if you don't know me, they call me Mr. J. And I am proudly Motherland on this platform. Yes, Mr. J's reaction is proudly Motherland. I do react on everything Motherland. Music, entertainment, politics, social life, and everything. You feel me? And it is always a joy in my heart to plead with you to think about being part of the family, man. Don't hit that subscribe button, smash the like, because YouTube keeps telling me that you guys watch it, but you do not subscribe. What's the big deal? And of course, if you want to, help the channel, you might think about, giving a donation. I do accept that. You feel me? Join the platform, man, for as little as $1 a month, man. You can help the channel do great things. You feel me? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this vlog, this whole concept of South Africans saying that they want foreigners to leave, go away, go back to your country, this and that. And you would think that they are talking about every foreigner in South Africa. But no, they are actually talking about their own kind. It's kind of like self-hate. Because if you are pressing down on a fella looking like you, then you are hating your own self. So this has been going on for so on and so forth, and there is actually going to be a match. Yes, they are going to protest because according to them, foreigners are the ones actually taking them or preventing them from having good jobs. Foreigners are the one preventing them from being power brokers in the economy of South Africa. Foreigners is the one preventing them from having the best South African women. No, I'm just joking about that one. But when you sit and you come up with all this mumbo jumbo propaganda and this thing without actually taking a deeper look at your own self, it raises question. Every time there is a riot and they are looting and stealing in South Africa, if you look, you will see the majority of them are South African, black South Africans. And we all know that the system in South Africa is not playing to the favors of the majority. And this begs the question, is South Africa still out of appetite? But no, let's not hammer on that. Let me not focus on that. This whole concept of foreigner, who is actually a foreigner in a land? Who would you consider to be a foreigner? Is it the person without papers or the person without a say in the economic life of their own land? Let's not talk too much. I want you to watch this and then we will come back and we will talk. Watch.
You call them foreigners. What is the definition of a foreigner? A foreigner is a person who comes into your country without papers, doesn't have anything to show. That includes you. You are foreigners because you have nothing to show. You go around claiming this is your country. Let's go outside, show me papers that confirms you are the owner of this country. There's nothing, you don't own anything, yet you call people foreigners. You are a foreigner yourself because you do not own. Foreigners means visitors. Visitors are people who just come empty-handed with a small bag. When the time permits, they go. That's you. You are renting. You are marching from the hostels, beating up people that they must leave South Africa. Yet you do not own a hostel. You are paying a rent in that hostel. You can be removed yourself from that hostel. You are telling people to leave your country. You come from an apartment. You come from a flat. You come from a house. You have no paper. When you return back home after taking out Zimbabweans, the white man will be at the door showing you the way out of the rented flat, out of the rented house, out of the rented apartment. You have nothing to show, yet you claim this is your country. You have nothing. You are defending a white man's property. This South Africa is owned by a white man. This South Africa is controlled by the white man. Don't tell me this is your country. When people are burning buildings, you are rushing, protecting them. Those are not your buildings. Those are white man's buildings. You have nothing.
So guys, welcome back. Let me just say this. Are you a foreigner in your own land? This is a question to all my black brothers and sisters, to all my black kings and queens in South Africa. Are you a foreigner? Maybe you do not know, but based on what Mr. Julius Malema just said, if you do not own land, let me just ask this. How many South Africans own farmland in South Africa? Like land that is yours, like handed from your grandfather to your father to you. How many, what percentage of South Africans do that, do own land? Secondly, I want to ask, how many black South Africans actually own homes? Like the house you stay in, that is, it's yours. Because the last time I checked, the government builds houses and then you pay to stay in these houses. Like you do not own the houses. You did not build these houses. How many of you own that? How many of you can proudly say that you are from a black family that is a power broker in South Africa? Like you can dictate what happens in the economy of South Africa. How many, what percentage? Now don't tell me about the political elites, because I know that most of them are already very, very corrupt, or they are cajoling with, the colonizers. How many of you guys can say that? Now, are you in accordance with Mr. Julius Malema that you are technically a foreigner in your own land? Do you know that they are descendants of Africans? They are descendants of white in South Africa who inherited land from their fathers' and from their grandfathers? Do you know that? Or is it something that is out of the blue? So why are you bent on not protesting and manifesting against this whole concept of owning land in your own country? But you are very, very quick to dish out xenophobic attacks. You are very quick to burn down a store owned by a foreigner. You are very quick to kill and burn a foreigner because you think that they are illegal in your country. Like, at some point, we need to pause and ask ourselves, what am I doing? I know that most of you guys don't like Julius Malema, because this is what the truth does to you. When you tell a people the truth, they get upset. They don't want to accept it because it is a big and heavy pill to swallow. That is what the truth does to most people. And it is okay to feel this way. But there comes a time where you need to look yourself in the mirror and go like, wow, what am I really doing? Is this what I'm supposed to be putting my anger on? Because the more you put your anger on something that is not necessary, that distracts you from what is really, really necessary to do. I want to end this vlog by asking you, man, hey, do you think that our brothers, our kings and queens in South Africa actually do need to liberate themselves from this mental slavery that they have? Are they being manipulated to focus on things that are not even important? Things that every country in Africa, most people do. Now, I don't know about you in South Africa, but in other African countries, but I have land that was handed to me by my grandfather, to my father, and to me, and I'm going to do the same to my son, even though my son was not born in Cameroon, but I'm going to hand that to my son. handed down, and houses that my father constructed that he's handed down to me. I am a landlord. I don't know how many people, how many of our black kings and queens in South Africa can say this, that, oh, my father handed down a farmland to me, my grandfather handed down this house to me, my father this and that. But then we are so quick to run online and start dissing and calling for, leave our country, go back to your country. Liberate yourself. Mental slavery is a real thing. We are seeing that in Africa. And because Mr. Julius Malema is being hated for saying all these things, we are scratching our head and wondering, how long is it going to take our black brothers and sisters in South Africa? It's all love. Feel free to leave a comment. Positive, negative. Mr. J is ready for it. You feel me? Stay blessed. Peace.